91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. That was Vito Petrocitto. New music we just heard called Deeper Love. We have Vito Petrocitto on the line. We'll get him on here in a moment. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR YouTube channel, as well as giving a like to the page on Facebook by the same name. Now, let's get him on the line here. Vito?
Yes.
Hello. Welcome back.
Hello. How are you, Rita?
I'm doing good. Nice to talk with you, Vito Petrocitto. I've been talking the past hour about, Hudson Valley's own legendary Vito Petrocitto.
Oh, I love you. Yeah. That's awfully kind of you.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of from the area, a little northern Dutchess, but you grew up in Hyde Park, right?
Yeah, Hyde Park, New York, and I've been here ever since. They can't get rid of me.
They can't get rid of you. Well, that's a good thing. It's definitely, you are loved and known in the area for sure, and a great entertainer for sure. I always like to step back and go back to where you got to where you are today regarding music. So talk about your dad, because he was obviously a musician and a huge influence on you musically.
Absolutely. My father taught me what it is to be a junior. He was Vito Petrocitto Sr. He was a professional drummer and musician, and he was a very classy guy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
One thing I learned when he passed, I mean, it wasn't so sad because he had such a wonderful life, a big life, and he took it on in his way. Like my way always comes to mind with my dad, I found out during the wake and the funeral and all that he was a class act to everyone in the music business, and that's really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to, and my friends were all telling me that day, well, you're just like him. I'm like, no, because there's a couple of times where I've had, disagreements or arguments or nasty times with people. My dad could just handle things so diplomatically, and his drumming was second to none. I loved watching him drum. I just have these memories of like me 3 years old, and I would be leaning on his floor tom in the living room while he was practicing.
Oh.
And he'd come and he'd hit the floor tom with a stick, and make a funny face at me at the same time. And I would look back at my dad and laugh, and then he would try to teach me drums. And he was just such a wonderful, loving man. And yes, a fantastic influence in my. Matter of fact, he didn't coax any of his children to go into music, and I took that path, and he never once pushed me or anything like that. I just chose the path and followed in his footsteps, and I believe that I made him extremely proud.
I have absolutely,
and I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no doubt. Now, obviously, he was a drummer, like you say. You played around on the drums as a 3-year-old. Now we know you to be a guitarist. Any instruments in between? Like, I know Hyde Park has music in the schools. What?
Absolutely. So there I was at Hyde Park Elementary School, and Mrs. Yeager was the music teacher. And let's see, I dabbled with violin in 3rd grade, and then 4th grade you got to pick your instruments, what you would play in the school band. And I chose trumpet.
Oh.
My brother had trumpet before me. And so I learned to read and play, and I was a trumpet player. And they put me, so instead of 4th grade or the 5th grade band, I went right to the 6th grade band because I guess I had some talent. So,
nice. Now, did you stick with trumpet?
Mrs. Yeager had quite a bit of faith in me, so I had a good time doing that.
Did you stay with the trumpet in like junior high or what we call middle school now?
Well, junior high or middle school, that's where things kind of fell apart. I was a little kind of, gaining some weight, and I had some weird hair, and I started having kind of anxiety from dealing with the pressures of school and kids around you, and so it made me quite nervous. And I remember the very day walking to band rehearsal at Haviland Junior High School in Hyde Park, New York, walking, and then I heard the music teacher kind of yelling at a student, but I probably amplified that situation 1,000 times, and in my head, and I thought it was probably way worse or way better than I made it out in my head. And I remember laying my trumpet down in the hall, and I ran the opposite way.
Is that right?
So that was the end of my trumpet career, and then came my motocross career, racing motorcycles. For a couple of years, instead of like Little League, I went into racing motorcycles. I don't know why, but
that's all right.
That's where I went.
Yeah, there's a couple of Hyde Parkers I know that do that. So yeah, wow, yeah.
And then the famous story goes is, in my second or third year of racing, I broke my left leg, and I was laid up for 6 weeks or 7 weeks with a cast. And my brother bought me my first real guitar, like a nice guitar.
Did you ask him for it, or did he just say, "Here, you have to have something to do. Go play this"?
The latter. He said, "Here, you have to have something to do." So, what a nice thing for my older brother to do, my brother Tony.
Oh.
And it was just a beautiful thing. But I kind of, I didn't resent it, but my plan was to get back on the motorcycle, and in about the fourth week, I just kept staring at the case, and one of those days I pulled it out, and it must have been, that's probably 1977 or 78, and I haven't put that on the guitar since. So,
and that's pre-internet, right? That's like no YouTube to take lessons from or anything like that.
Yeah, right.
So what did you do? Just play along to records?
Well, the back porch of my parents' house is infamous. Like kids from around the neighborhood would come over to my parents and kind of listen to me because I was cranking up my amp, and what I was doing, was learning. I was wearing out vinyl records, placing the needle on. That's how you got to a lead guitar part. You had to place the needle in the correct spot and learn the lick the best you could, and you take it back, take the needle back, learn it again, and then you just play the whole record and played along with it. And that was the beginning of my learning things kind of note for note. I guess I had a great ear, and I had a knack for learning the instrument. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a savior to me. With the peer pressures and the problems, the anxiety that I was having in school. I would get home off the bus, and I would run home and get on that guitar for, until dinner time, so a couple hours. I should have been doing homework, but I played the guitar.
Wow. Wow. What were you listening to?
It just took me away.
What were you listening to?
What was I listening to? Oh, my goodness. So the first lead that I learned was the lead to South City Midnight Lady by the Doobie Brothers.
All right.
And also I had Frampton Comes Alive.
Yeah.
That whole, so trying to learn a lot of those things were great. I had all the Zeppelin, all the Hendrix, all the Clapton, the Cream, trying to think of what else was significant. There was one record, a random thing, was Molly Hatchet, their first record. I happened to learn every song, every lead.
Wow.
On that record.
Wow.
And my friends were like, "You learned that by yourself?"
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I guess I did, So then I start playing gigs with my brother's band. My brother's band, these guys were all about 9-10 years older than me, and they had gigs in the bars around Dutchess County.
Yeah.
And so I played with them for while I was in high school.
And what was the name of that band?
That was the Moonshiners.
Moonshiners. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they played. They played like the Grateful Dead. They did New Riders of the Purple Sage. They did Commander Cody, Asleep at the Wheel. They were like a swing kind of band. So it was a lot of fun to play with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you play acoustic, electric. What did you first play when you were that laid up there with the 7 weeks? Was it electric?
That was an electric guitar. My brother bought me It was an Ibanez copy of a Stratocaster.
You still have it?
A Fender Stratocaster. I don't, unfortunately. I did see the exact model at a guitar show about 8 years ago, and I wanted to pick it up. It was only $400. I should have grabbed it because that was the exact guitar, the exact year.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where the real one went. Back then we used to chop up guitars, put new pickups in them, switch the necks, do all kinds of paint jobs on them. We used to hack guitars up like crazy back in those days. So I'm not sure where my guitar went.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. You also, back in the late 80s, which is a band I think anybody that's a resident of the Hudson Valley that's gone out to see live music must have seen at some point, Four Guys in Disguise. You're a co-founder of that band, voted Best of the Hudson Valley for a couple of years running. And talk to me about how you came up with that.
Well, it was initially two of us, and I think we were going to be called like Two Guys in Disguise, and that was myself and Joe Palo. Joe Palo is currently with this group called The Difference in our area, and they're quite a popular group as well. Mm-hmm. And Joe Palo owned PJ's Music in Pleasant Valley. It was the first music store, a retail store that I taught guitar at. Up to that point, I had taught privately. But he was such a nice guy, and he asked me, would you mind teaching for me? And I signed up, no problem. So in the extra time that we always had, hey, why don't we put a little group together or something? And we started putting four guys together. Now, at that time, I was with a group called Synergy, mm-hmm. and Synergy was like with a big kind of more production, like rock and doing like Steely Dan and serious. It took a lot of concentration to do the Synergy group, so I was kind of getting a little bit worn out with that because it was so much on my brain, and I wanted something easier. So like to pick up an acoustic guitar would be great, So mm-hmm. I sold all of my wicked electric gear and bought an acoustic guitar. And Joe and I set out to do this Two Guys in Disguise, but we soon found out that we couldn't keep rhythm too good, so we brought in John Hokanowski. Yep, was the rhythm keeper on congas. And then we decided we didn't have enough voice, all of us, so we brought in Greg Douglas who was also in Synergy, and he came over from Synergy, and that was the original Four Guys in Disguise. So
wow.
Joe Palo, Greg Douglas, John Okanowski, and myself. And then over the years, 30 years of Four Guys in Disguise, you had all kinds of band members changing, and I think we've had something like 23, 24, 25 full-time members over those years.
Wow.
With countless people sitting in. Yeah. Countless musicians.
Yeah, 30 years to have, a long time. Jesus. And you guys occasionally reunite, right?
Absolutely, yes. I'm hoping that we might have one this year. I'm not sure when it would happen, but that happens on occasion. And that's a really cool thing when it does.
Yeah, I remember seeing you. I think incredible. It was in the 90s at Easy Street or something, right? Easy Street you used to play at a lot?
Absolutely. It's funny, I have twin 14-year-old daughters now, so when we're driving around the Hudson Valley, they're always asking, like, Dad, did you ever play there? Dad, did you ever play there? And when I name the places that I've played around here, a lot of the places are gone, right? Long gone, but they're still here, maybe under a different business, so I love filling in the girls as far as, when they want to know things like that.
Right.
I played here, I played there, I played there,
Now, do they play music?
Really cool. They dabble. They have some nice voices. They have some nice talent as far as anything they pick up, but they're big into reading. They like to do film editing.
I love it.
They make these little films, and they've made a couple of my music videos. I have this song, "The Legend of Fiddler's Bridge Road," that I just played in the town of Clinton. I played the dedication for the new historical plaque that got put up on Fiddler's Bridge Road. Now that the story goes, the fiddler, and he was murdered back in 1808, unsolved crime, and the town of Clinton always claimed that it had a ghost. And you could go out and hear the fiddler on Fiddler's Bridge Road. And so I wrote a song called The Legend of Fiddler's Bridge Road. You can check it out on YouTube or on my website. You can track me down. I'm available everywhere.
And your website, Vito, I do want to get it out there while we're talking. Vito Petrocitto, your website is imvito.com.
That's right.
I love that.
IAMVITO.
Yes.
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 I am Vito.
And, of course, Vito Petrocitto on the socials as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. You'd be... it'd be almost impossible to not run into me on there. And I apologize to everybody for that.
Love it. So that's great. Yeah, no, teenagers are so much more adept at technical stuff than we ever could think of being. Yeah.
Well, they created the music video. Well, they've created most of my music videos. If there's any music videos that I have out there, it's mostly the girls that kind of get on there, edit it, and put it together. And
love it.
It's really neat to have that kind of, working together with your children. It's like, oh my goodness, you got to be kidding.
Yeah, no, and it's now the nice age, right? Because they're grown, they're learning, they're growing up, they're like figuring out themselves as individuals. So yeah, so cool.
I'm quite proud of this. There was a 10-year period in Four Guys in Disguise where I was playing 7 nights a week, teaching 100 students per week.
Wow.
And that lasted for about 10 or 11 years. That was an incredible period of time. And that went from like 95 to maybe 2005 or something like that. We were trying to take a night off, but we couldn't. I had 2 roadies, and that was the heyday for Four Guys in Disguise, I think. Ended up opening up for the Doobie Brothers, Eddie Money, Orleans. We, started making a better name for ourselves, and so that was kind of cool.
That is
period
cool.
Of time.
That is a cool period of time. Yeah. Now you are a teacher of guitar as well. How do you do this now with Zoom? Since we've been through this pandemic, or how are you teaching in person?
Yes. I've done, believe it or not, in the last month or 2, I've done maybe 2 in-person lessons, and that was from the COVID year. Just shut everything down, as we all know, and I went into streaming shows that year. That was pretty incredible. I've streamed. I used to stream like every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. I had quite an audience all around the world: Italy, Australia, Mexico, Canada, the whole United States, Japan, Hawaii. I had quite an audience, and it was a lot of fun, and I intend to get back to that. But so that brought on the can you do things via the internet? Teaching, I find, is a very personal thing, and I was wondering if I could pull that off. The demand was such that I had to. So I began to Zoom lessons, and that's pretty much the predominant way that I teach today. So I could, I have a student in Alaska. I have students in the Carolinas, Florida, California. It's so interesting.
It really is. It's something, and it just doesn't limit you to right in this area. Like you say, you're now teaching anywhere you can on the planet, which is so cool. And so you teach all levels of guitar?
All levels, yes. And, if they're beyond what I can do for them, then so be it. And I'm honest with them, and they'll know it right off the bat. Yeah. But there's plenty that I can give to even an advanced musician or intermediate musician. I just find that we all kind of just learn things that sometimes we just didn't know, and you could pick something. I pick things up from my students. Yeah, I learn stuff from my students all the time.
You learn all the time. You know what I was just thinking of? I was playing a couple of tracks before you came on air. I was playing the Levin Brothers, and I remember seeing you play. Somehow Tony Levin was there. You were playing, I think that was the Eric Parker Brothers reunion. Was that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. You had, and I can't say it on air, but you had such a poop eating grin on your face. The
Oh my
whole
God!
night, it was just like pinch me, and
Those guys. It was the Parker Brothers Extravaganza and the 11. Tony and Peter and Eric and Chris Parker. They all they're wondering who can we get to front this little group within this night of music, and my name came up, and they thought that I was totally qualified, but mostly a real nice guy, and like a smart and love doing what I do. So they wanted that around them. So I was honored to be asked. Here I am rehearsing with these guys before that show, and I'm like, oh my God, these guys are monsters. I've always admired and looked up to all these cats, and then to be on stage working with them on quite a serious level. I mean, they weren't. Taking it easy on me.
No. You had to work that night. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. And I was, like I said, it was totally my pleasure, and
so much.
And Tony
fun.
Levin cracks me up. Oh my goodness, he cracks me up. We're at the end and we're looking for the encore. What are we gonna do? I said, I don't know, blues in G. And I turned to him. I said to Tony, blues in G, and he goes, yeah, what key? And I'm like, what? I just told you, but that's his way of joking.
Right.
He caught me again.
Right.
He gets me every time with that.
I love that.
Let's do a shuffle in A. What key?
I love it. Well, it looked so much fun that night. It was really a special night, and I haven't fully announced it yet, but I will now. That I am going to have Mr. Eric Parker on my show at the end of July. Yeah.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah. He doesn't do a lot of interviews, so I'm pretty honored to have him on, and I definitely have my homework set out for me, and really, really look forward to talking with Eric. So, yeah.
I tell you, I'm having so much fun working with Eric.
And this is where I was just going to go. Perfect. Nice segue. So Vito Petrocitto, your current band, Little Rock, of course, is including Eric, yeah?
Yes. And he has, this is Little Rock is an original kind of, this is an original, these are our songs, these are my songs, our songs. Eric brings so much to the table as far as the creation of the music and the input. I've never worked with someone like that. He's got the experience, of working with some monsters over the years, and in songwriting as well. So when you get that kind of musical drummer that can really participate in creating the music as well. So it's just been a blast. And I'll tell you, I've really. We're a couple of comrades. I love Eric, and we're having a good time together. And the Little Rock, the current lineup came together during the COVID. We rehearsed twice a week through that whole period of time.
Tell me who the lineup is. Eric is on drums.
So
Eric Parker on drums.
Eric Parker on drums. Mark Dan on bass, and Mark Dan has. Oh my God, you can't even mention his name to somebody that. And if it was Greenwich Village in the early folk days, in the late 60s, they would know who Mark Dan was. Everyone just knows who Mark. He's the house bass player at what's the folk festival out there in Hillsdale. He's like the house bass player.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it either. Yeah.
Falcon Ridge
Folk Festival. Yes. Yeah.
But not only that one, the Kerrville Folk Festival. He travels the world playing. He's just a master recording, a producer, engineer, but he likes to play. So he's a wonderful musician. So, Eric on drums, Mark Dan on bass, and then we have Jeff Schechter on keyboards. Jeff Schechter, you might know from the Big Smoothies.
Ah, yeah.
He was with the Big Smoothies for years. Mm-hmm. And so Jeff and I kind of share the same kind of upbringing in our area. We went right to the cover songs, whereas Eric and Mark kind of always did original compositions, didn't know much about cover songs.
Mm-hmm.
So the interesting mix in the quartet it's just an interesting mix of, chemistry, and we're really stirring it up and making things happen. I like the songs. These are a lot of things that I wrote, and I'm exploding lately. Like as far as writing, I like to write. I like to capture the history of my area, my life.
Yeah.
All of my people. I love all of our people here in the Hudson Valley. Just a beautiful place to be.
Yeah.
Very inspiring.
100%. Now, Little Rock, your group that we're talking about, you've got this super special milestone happening. You're recording your debut record with a live audience on 2 days, on June 24th, which is also your birthday. Happy early birthday, Vito. And on June 25th. So people can buy tickets, be part of this special event. Again, go to Vito's website, imvito.com, to be part of this Vito's milestone recording, June 24, 25 at Polonia Park in Salt Point. Tell us a little bit about that. And I'll also preface this by saying one lucky listener is going to get to go to that show. We're going to give away a pair of tickets because of the generosity of Vito Petrocitto. Don't call yet. We'll tell you when to call, but that tickets will be for Friday, June 24th. It'll be a pair of tickets. Tell me more about what's going on with this.
Well, this idea came from, I'm not frustrated, but I'm a creator of music. I need to purge the songs that I have right now. That's, but I don't have a record company or a record label or anything. I'm totally independent.
Yep.
I don't even have any rich friends that can say, "Hey, listen, let me throw you this $40,000 and we'll make a record."
Right.
And I'm okay with that. I'm not even bitter about that. It's just and I'm okay, but while I am, here I am, I'm going to turn 60 on the 24th of June. And it is the milestone birthday. It's a milestone happening. Now, where the happening comes in here is, I'm inspired by my old art teacher in Roosevelt High School. His name was Nick Lamangino. Nick Lamangino would have an art happening twice a year during the school year, one on Halloween and one on Valentine's Day, near that. And he would open up his class to his, anyone that took the class from Nick Lamangino was allowed to stay in his class all day. They could skip all their other classes that day and just be with Nick all day.
Wow.
So, and he had art, we had music, we had all kinds of crazy things going on during the day. It was just the coolest hang, so I'm inspired by that, and that's kind of what I'm doing here on this weekend. I've chosen that weekend to cut a live record. I'm way better live than I am. I get pretty sterile in the studio as far as controlled, and I just at 60 and with no one backing me. I mean, I'm just going to do this. Well, actually, the people that would attend, are going to be backing me. The fact that that's happening, I'm just going to cut the kind of record that I want, whatever I want to do. So I think it's going to be really cool to have the audience involved in certain things. There's going to be plenty of surprises. We have surprise guest musicians. We do have, there's all kinds of things to be doing on that weekend. And, I know that I have tons of friends like, why'd you pick that weekend? It's high school graduations and it's graduation parties. And I'm like, listen, I'm sorry, but my birthday is June 24th.
Right.
If you can make it, you can. If you can't, it's cool too. Don't worry about it.
And now I do want to also preface this: if somebody can't make it that weekend for whatever reason, it's kind of like a GoFundMe here too. You can participate and donate to help Vito with this live recording and the debut record of Little Rock. So again, your website is the way to reach out to you, or on socials. And you're so kind to give away a pair of tickets. Tell me what time this starts on Friday and Saturday.
Well, the gates on both days, the gates will open at 5 p.m. And but music will kind of start. The recording will start probably somewhere around 6:30 p.m. each night.
Perfect.
And we'll probably wind up at about 9:30 p.m. It's well planned out. I've got kind of a board of directors. I've got all kinds of volunteers. I have security. This is it's a major event, and the Polonia Park is just the most beautiful place. It's.
Tell us how to get there. Tell us how to get there.
You can. Yep. So it's 239 Hibernia Road in Salt Point. It's right square in the middle of let's say Millbrook on your way to Hyde Park or Pleasant Valley. Mm-hmm. Salt Point sits right there off at Taconic, kind of, and Polonia Park is this a beautiful setting on the Wappingers Creek and or Creek or whatever you want to pronounce that. But and we have a gigantic pavilion, so it's rain or shine. And I think it's going to be a unique event in the fact that we're going to be recording a record. It's not going to be quite like Frampton's Comes Alive, that kind of live record.
Right.
This is going to be one where everyone is kind of invited into the studio with us.
Right.
So you're going to really see the process of recording a record. We won't bore everyone to death with like multiple repeat songs or anything like that. But if I break a string, we'll stop and we'll put the new string on, and the crowd and I'll have a laugh. I just think it's going to be great.
Right.
I'm really looking forward to.
And you're doing this for 2 nights. So Vito's milestone event here, this live recording is happening June 24 and June 25. We're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to the show on Friday, June 24th. You can only win them if you go to this show and you personally go up to Vito and scream, "Happy birthday, Vito!" And that's your prerequisite for winning these pair of tickets when you can call in a few minutes. So
I love it.
That's what we're going to do. So, and again, if people can't make it and want to contribute a little bit, they've seen you over the past 60 years of your life. You've been performing for 50 or more of those. And so they can always contribute, and that's always welcomed. IamVito.com, Vito Petrocitto on the social factors. You can find him there as well. Now, I started the show and we spoke with we started it off with Deeper Love, and now I'm going to play Other People's Shoes. Are these little rock songs?
Yes, actually, we will be recording these songs as well. The recordings that you have were just really great, kind of radio-ready rehearsals. These are rehearsal recordings, and they're really great, and we polished them up nice. Other People's Shoes was recently in Bonnie Raitt's hands for consideration to put on her latest record, but it didn't make the last one, but who knows, maybe it'll make the next one.
Yeah.
But, I was talking to some Nashville friends, and I played it for them a few weeks ago, and Other People's Shoes, and they said, "Man, just release it. This thing's ready to go." I'm like, "Well, we're going to re-record. We're going to record that night and get the audience. And I want to feed off the audience. I think the songs will be way better if I have my audience of love to depend on."
Absolutely.
That's what I call the audience.
And I mean, listen, you got groupies like, Deadheads have Deadheads. The Grateful Dead have Deadheads. There's the Vito groupies for sure. So I hope they come out in droves for you on June 24th and 25th. And what we're going to do is play Other People's Shoes now. I'm going to take the caller, Vito. I'll touch base with you later on this evening and give you the contact info and all of that. And I wish you nothing but continued success and also a very, very, very happy 60th birthday. May this be your best decade yet. And
you're the best.
Keep doing what you're doing,
Thank
Vito
you.
Petrocitto. The people love you, and you got to give the people what they need, some Vito Petrocitto.
You got it, and I'm going to ask you to do the same because this is the best supportive local radio show there's ever been.
Well, thank you.
You're really supporting all of us, Rita, and on behalf of all these cats, and I'm sure that they would share this sentiment with me, we really appreciate every time you have any one of us on. So,
well, it's my pleasure. We've got such great talent here in the Hudson Valley, and you're definitely right there, Vito. And it's a pleasure to know you all these years. Wish you all the best of luck. I will talk with you, and you have a good night. And most important, thank you for your time here on the show today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Take care, Vito. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Vito Petrocitto Wow, Little Rock is the new band, and we are going to be giving away a pair of tickets. So the phone number for you to call is 845-437-7178. Here's the deal. Don't just call to win tickets. Call because you can go. These tickets have a really nice face value on them. The tickets are for June 24th, Friday night. See a live recording with the band Little Rock, and we will be doing this at Polonia Park in Salt Point. The address is 239 Hibernia Road in Salt Point, kind of like Clinton Corners, Hyde Park, New York area, depending on where you're listening from. Gates will open at 5 o'clock. The recordings will start about 6:30. When you call, if you'd like to win a pair of those tickets, it's under a pavilion, so rain or shine is what we're doing. Again, a pair of tickets to go see Vito Petrocitto's live recording with his band Little Rock at Polonia Park in Salt Point. And the phone number to call, 845-437-7178. You and a guest get to go see a live recording. That's pretty cool. Instead of going inside of a recording studio, you will be in a beautiful park with lots of other people, and they'll be recording this album right with you. Friday, June 24th, tickets for 2 people, and the number 845-437-7178. In the meantime, I'm going to play this track that we just talked about with Vito, Other People's Shoes. This will be one of the tracks they record on June 24th. So give a call here if you'd like to go see the show. And again, the number is 845-437-7178. Good luck. There's a lucky winner. 91.3 WVKR.
I woke up this morning with a heart full of blues. See, I stayed up all night reading other people's news. Read about what they have, read about what they do, read about their house on that hill, and who's loving who. So I sit here in a prison I built on my own. Keep an eye on their business instead of minding my own. Just wanna feel good again, but not so low down. And I don't own a Mercedes-Benz, but I still get around. I've been thinking I need some changing. I've been wasting my precious time. Think it's time I start anew and stop spending too much time in other people's shoes. The sun can shine bright if you just let it in. Just gotta get out my own way if I wanna begin to let go, begin to move on, begin to let this broken heart heal and sing a new song. I've been thinking, need some change, yeah. I've been wasting my precious time. Think it's time I start anew and stop spending too.
.91.3 WVKR, a little glitch it's just not playing anymore. So we were listening to Other People's Shoes by Little Rock. Vito Petrocitto's today's guest on LocalMotion. I still have a pair of tickets up for grabs. You and a guest can go see a live recording at Polonia Park in Salt Point on Friday, June 24th. You can see Vito Petrocitto and his band Little Rock perform and do a live recording. A pair of tickets to one lucky listener. You can give us a call here at 845-437-7178. You and a guest, rain or shine, it's under a pavilion. And again, Vito Petrocitto's Milestone live outdoor recording with Little Rock at Polonia Park in Salt Point on Friday, June 24th. A pair of tickets available. All you need to do is give a call here at 913, and the phone number is 845-437-7178. Let me play one more track by Vito, and if you're interested, give a call now, and let's take a listen to more Vito songs.
Oh, come on, mama, let's get out of bed. Going to a place that I love the best. Smell that coffee, sweet cornbread. Put the car in drive and head due west. Got the menu on my mind. I got the menu on my mind. I got the menu on my mind, honey, let's not waste no time. Well, now pick out a stool, belly up to the bar. Get a gander at the specials, see what they are. Emily and Lucy, Max on the run. Well, Missy's taking orders and still having fun. I got the menu on my mind. I got the menu on my mind. I got the menu on my mind, honey, let's not waste no time. And let's get down to the Rooster, Red Rooster Cafe. Well, now breakfast, lunch, or dinner, got to get it today. So let's get down to the Rooster, Red Rooster Cafe. Well, I can guarantee that stop's gonna make your day. Baking cheesecakes. Sarah and Greg grill those big old steaks. Back behind the line, they putting love in the food. You won't want to leave, cause it's so dang good. From the curry chicken sandwich to Black Forest ham, rooster cakes to satisfy a hungry man. With sweet potato fries with your bottle of wine, delicious crab cakes make me feel so fine. I got the menu on my mind. I got the menu on my mind. I got the menu on my mind, honey, let's not waste no time. And get down to the Rooster, Red Rooster Cafe. Well, now breakfast, lunch, or dinner, got to get it today. So let's get down to the Rooster, Red Rooster Cafe. Well, I can guarantee that stop's gonna make. I guarantee that stop's gonna make. I guarantee that food's gonna make your day. Yeah.
91.3 WVKR, Vito Petrocitto's his release, and Vito Veritas was released several years ago, the track called Red Rooster Cafe. Vito, thank you for being my guest here on Local Motion today. Again, I still have a pair of tickets available. Last call is happening right now. If you and a friend would like to check out this live recording with the band Little Rock at Polonia Park in Salt Point, New York on Friday, June 24th, give a call here at 845-437-7178. Again, 845-437-7178. Wish Vito Petrocitto all the very best on that recording. Sounds like a really fun weekend. I am not going to be here for a couple of weeks. I'm not going to be here next week, nor will I be here on the 8th. I will return on Wednesday, June 15th with jazz great Eric Person as my guest. We've got a great lineup for the rest of June, including Kenny Roby, Alexander Platt from Maverick Concerts up in Woodstock. Lee Falco will be joining us in the beginning of July, so stay tuned. We're filling up the summer calendar with some great guests. And so that's it. So I'm going to leave you now with a band called NEQ, Nelson Esposito Quintana, the new release by this group, Nevertheless. And this song is so cool. It's called Threshold. So I'm going to take a listen to that. I will be back, as I noted, in 3 weeks. 3 weeks from today. Frank will be covering for Local Motion. Be sure to tune in. He's got such a great, diverse, eclectic taste of music. He just plays a little bit of everything. Caller, keep on the line. I will get you. So yeah, a pair of tickets available for Vito Petrocitto's recording of Little Rock Friday, June 24th. You can give a call here at 845-437-7178. I'll see you all on June 15th. Until then, stay safe, and I wish you all peace.